What's up, Broncos country? How you doing, Orange and Blue crew? Welcome to the Nothing Rhymes with Orange and Blue podcast here on the Orange and Blue Network. We have got a fun show for you tonight. We're all about Bo Nix tonight because Bo Nix has been all about the Broncos. Bo Nix has become the Broncos. As Bo goes, the Broncos go. We are so excited right now. You know, people are looking down on us still. They're looking down on Bo, but I'm here to tell you, Bo's here to stay. I'm here to tell you even more. Bo's getting it done. All right, so we have an amazing record. We're doing well, and there's no reason right now to truly be down on the Denver Broncos. We are so excited that you're going to join us. Welcome to the Nothing Rhymes with Orange and Blue podcast. Let's get to it.
Smooth, the pins to chew, breaking down plays about to debut. Denver pride in every view. Nothing rhymes with orange and blue. Bright lights of Mile High in our view. Nothing rhymes with orange and blue. Nothing rhymes with orange and blue. Nothing rhymes with orange and blue. From draft picks to game reviews, celebrating wins, analyzing the clues. Nothing rhymes with orange and blue. Nothing rhymes with orange and blue. No orange and blue.
Nothing rhymes with Orange and Blue podcast.
What's up, Broncos country? How you doing, Orange and Blue crew? Welcome. Shut up, Michael. My God. Welcome to the Nothing Rhymes with Orange and Blue podcast here on the Orange and Blue Network, right in the middle of the season when we are doing so damn good right now, and it feels so damn good to be a Broncos fan. Correct me if I'm wrong, boys, because you'd be wrong if you did.
Absolutely.
Jay, you go ahead.
Ron, I thought you were going to. All right. Well, I mean, things are looking great, honestly. I mean, again, like a dub is a dub is a dub. I feel like we've just repeated this mantra for most of the season, but like we are still atop the standings, the vibes of the year. I mean, we control our own destiny. I was just looking at playoff percentages because like it's crazy to me we haven't necessarily like clinched a playoff spot, but we are 99% in is the percentage I got at least right now. So like
yeah, it's like 99%.
We got it,
and like I think the Chiefs at this point have like as far as divisionally goes, the Chiefs have something like 0.3%. The Chargers are like 0.7%.
Yep.
At this point, like
Chiefs at 33% from what I see. So like, man, dude,
like,
life is great.
Yeah,
we're up and our enemies are down. You know, like the people we hate suck. I mean, what a great world. So sign me up.
What a wonderful world this would be.
We're living the dream.
Listen, I agree with Jay's sentiment.
Here he comes, Mr. Negative, the naysayer.
I'm not the naysayer. I'm not the naysayer.
Remind me why we hired him, Jay.
I'm not the naysayer. I'm not the naysayer. All right. 10-2 has a great ring to it, right? Has a great ring to it for our boys, has a great ring to it for our team, and I'm all about it. I'm all about the 10-2. I'm all about it, right? We've only lost by a margin of 4 points throughout the entirety of the regular season so far, and I love that as a fact. What I don't love as a fact is that we go into the Commanders game off of a bye week, right? And we're like, it's the Commanders. They're 3-8. They're not the same Commanders team that they were last season. Jaden Daniels is out with injury, so we're going up against Marcus Mariota, who, let's be honest, yeah, cool, he's a veteran, but he is also, he couldn't make it as a franchise quarterback. So cool. This should be an easy win for our boys, especially defense-wise. And we go into OT, and we have to have a miracle save by Nick Bonito batting down a pass to beat a 3-8 team. that's not the kind of football we need to be playing at this point. At this point, we should be going to a 3-8 team and stacking numbers on them, or at least preventing them from putting up numbers on us. I'm so happy we were 10-2. I'm so happy about it, and I love it. I'm all about it. I ain't about how we're doing it.
Yeah. I think I understand the fluke sentiment out there about how, these games have come down to the wire. But, like, flukes are supposed to be outliers. They're supposed to be random, right? They're not supposed to come in frequency. And we have seen the same thing consistently all year. So this is the trend. This is the norm. It's not an outlier. So it's
the Broncos have trailed in every single matchup this season. Even against the Bengals, we trailed. Even against the Titans, we trailed. Even against the Jets, we trailed. It's what Jay just said it. It's not an outlier anymore. Now it's the trend. And that's the thing. And remember, okay, the Commanders, they still suck. Any given Sunday, though. I mean, look at the freaking Panthers over the Rams the other day. Who saw that shit coming? Nobody.
Yeah.
Okay? Like any given Sunday, anybody can upset or play better or play up to their opponent. It happens. All right? But the fact is, the trend is set now. It's there. And we are not only a winning franchise, we are sitting atop both our division and the conference. Like, everybody's still talking so down, and it's like, and they do it every single week. Every single week, everybody's sitting there going, "Hey, how about these Broncos? Yeah, but is it really sustainable? Can they keep doing this?" Guess what? They keep doing it every week. They say it. Every week we do it.
We're frauds. We're frauds in most people's eyes.
So fraudulent.
We've seen the videos circulating on the World Wide Web. Frauds.
I think that's ridiculous too. I'm not saying that we're frauds. Like I disagree with that sentiment. I disagree with the sentiment of like, oh, here comes who's gonna beat them, right? Like, we had that for the Chiefs. We had that for the Cowboys. They were like the Cowboys going to come in with Dak's going to come in. He's just stack numbers on them, like, because they can't move the ball offensively, and then Dak's got the number one offense, so that defense is going to get tested. We blew out the Cowboys, right? We got him to bench Dak and took him pretty much out of
the Texans defense. They're gonna come in, they're gonna go up against the Texans and they can't handle that defense. Guess what? We beat them.
I mean, we beat them, and our defense and our O-line held up a hell of a lot better than the Bills, who were, favored all the damn time.
I understand the sentiment. I understand the thought process. Do we want to see completely dominant games? Abso-freaking-lutely. But
so my thing is this: at this point, I don't need to see completely dominant games. I'm okay with one scoring. Like, hey, we're gonna wait for the last second field goal, and we're gonna make the field goal. Right? We're gonna put Big Nuts Lutz in. Right? He's gonna kick it right through the uprights, and we're gonna win the game. I'm okay with that. But we went up against the team again. Like I said, this game just made me angry. This game just made me angry because I was like, this is not a game that should have gone into OT. It should not have been as close as it was.
But
right?
but we also, I talked, Jay was there. We talked about it post game on Sunday night at 1 a.m. for us. And we talked about this. You got to give some flowers too, though, to the Commanders for their game plan, because the offensive game that they put on the field against our defense, that's not the norm for them. The things that they do, that Mariota does, Mariota. Yeah, apparently, I don't know if you watch Good Morning Football, apparently Manti Teo confirmed it is supposed to be pronounced Mariota, and until now, he's just been cool being like, yeah, it's whatever. And then all of a sudden, 10 years in the league, and he's like, but actually, it's pronounced this way. So, anyway.
Aqib Talib's the same way, dog, all right?
Yeah. Talib. It's Talib.
It's Talib, but it's Talib.
But no, it really is. Anyway, but I digress. We talked about it. You got to give some flowers to Washington because their game plan, the quick short passes, that's not Mariota's game. Okay, it's not his game. It's not what he does. Those quick passes, getting it out of his hands fast, that was specific to this defense because they knew we were going to be bringing the house. to knock him on his ass. They game planned well, and it worked out for them. It took it down to the wire. We weren't ready for it because, hey, we hadn't seen that from them. We couldn't prepare for the fact that a guy like Mariota is getting rid of the ball in an average 2.3 seconds because he doesn't ever do that. So, they game planned well. We game planned well too. We just couldn't game plan for something that we had never seen from him.
Mm-hmm.
So, that's why they were in it as long as they were. That's why.
Washington's not a bad team. Like, they have a lot of weapons. And it is notable that, Scary Terry hadn't played very much this whole year.
No, he hasn't. That's his first game back.
Yeah, him being involved is a total difference for their team this last game compared to the rest of their season. Like, it's a good team.
And also, I got to bring up real quick. You talk about Scary Terry making his comeback this week. Zach Ertz. Every season for Zach Ertz is a fossil. He's been in the league for forever. And over the last 4 seasons, he's kind of, plateaued, so to speak, in terms of production. But once a season, over the last 4 seasons, because I looked it up, Zach Ertz takes off. He just has one game where he just eats. That was this game. He was back. Terry was back, and they had a good game plan that brought in something that people really haven't seen from Mariota in in a while. In his legs too. We haven't seen him run the ball like that in about 4 years.
Yeah.
So they made plans. They figured out how to work it, and we can make adjustments based on that too. And we did, and we won. Ultimately, we won. And we've seen other teams do it. It's happening all over the place this season. All over the league. Are you drinking a Hug Barrel?
I sure am.
That's amazing.
He's
drinking green. He's drinking green drink.
That green drink. I want the green.
But
how about that purple drink that they used to give us in the army?
Used to. They don't give you purple drink no more.
Nah, they don't give us purple drink no more. Budget cuts, dog.
Budget cuts.
Dude, purple drink was the only thing to be excited for in the field, man. But anyway, I digress. These by a score or last second upsets are happening all over the NFL this year. It's becoming very normal, and it's something we have not seen, league wide in a long time, if ever. I cannot think of a season as a whole for the NFL, at least in my lifetime or my recent memory, that in which there have been so many close games won by a field goal, won by a last second touch or whatever. It's happening all over the place, and it's happening to us every week, but we are finding the way to get it done. And that's the difference between us and a lot of these other teams that are finding themselves in the same position, is that we are clutch. Sean Payton, Bo Nix, they get it done in the in the most clutch moments. And if that's going to be the new norm, and we're getting it done, I'm here for it.
Yeah. There is still some big discussions we're going to have down the stretch here of getting into playoff seeding and maybe influencing the system, maybe the last 2 games of the year, depending on where seeding is. If we're not going to get the number 1 seed, who do you want to play? Because as of today, if the playoffs started today, we would play Buffalo. Buffalo would come into Denver. I want no part of that first round. I think there are absolute teams that could be wagons in the playoffs that suck right now. But there's some scary. If the sleeping giant of Baltimore awakes, we're in trouble. I don't want Baltimore coming into Denver. No, thank you.
I mean, listen, you're talking about the Baltimore. I mean, listen, I don't know if they're still even. I don't even know if they can, but the Bengals.
I mean, well,
they're not. It's absolutely possible
with Burrow back. Burrow's
eliminated.
No, that division sucks that badly that the Bengals are absolutely in the mix.
Let's say Burrow's hungry. Burrow's hungry and he's healthy now. Like that man just put up numbers.
Yeah, he did this week for sure. Coming back. I mean, I don't remember who said it. I heard him say it, and I laughed. It's like he basically stepped out of a hospital bed and beat the Ravens.
But like I said, that's why I'm so upset about this last game is because Jay just said it right there. Right now, we'd be number 2 in the seed going up against Buffalo. We'd have home field advantage, and we don't want no part of that. Why don't we want a part of that? Because we was went against a 3-8 team and almost lost. If, like I said, if we had won it in a last-second field goal in regulation, I'd have been fine with
the season. Who had their first good game? There are teams, dude. There are teams. They're like the Saints got. What was it? Week 5, Saints. Who'd they beat? And everybody was like, "Holy crap! How'd that happen?"
I think there's always games like that.
The Saints over the Lions, I think. And everybody's like, "How'd the Saints beat the Lions?" Stuff like that, man.
Because the Lions are terrible.
I'm just saying, like it's any given Sunday, and they can and anybody can have a good week, and they had a good week. Luckily, we had a better week because we came out on top.
Yeah,
I get it. I get what you're saying. They are 3-8, but Jay, you said it post game the other night. Your record speaks louder than anything else.
You are what your record says it is.
We are 10-2, and I'm gonna
which
I'm
I
gonna
love.
go ahead and get our I agree. I'm gonna get some comments in, then I'm gonna get the housekeeping out of the way, and then we're gonna keep on rolling. So, like a good neighbor, Gary Neighbors is there. He says, "Go Broncos country! Number 1 best team, 15-2. Sign ex Bills wide receiver and former Elijah Moore." Yeah, that's an interesting signing. We're going to talk more about it a little bit later. Blitz B rep and said, "We hope we secure this 1 seed. Need these fraud Patriots to finally play a good team and lose, so we can be on top." Hey, I was actually going to bring this up later, but now is as good a time as any. Like, you got a good point. We're not atop the conference anymore. I'm sorry, I spaced that when I said it. Technically,
he was a little too excited.
However, the Patriots still haven't had their bye yet. All right, once they have their bye, that will alter things a little bit. But on top of that, again, I've said this in previous weeks, and it's still the truth, because the schedule for the Patriots in 2025 is not just the softest schedule of 2025. It's the softest schedule in NFL history. Like, statistically speaking, it's the softest schedule. They are not as good as we are. I don't care what anybody says. Everybody's sitting out here in national media land praising Drake May and MVP. Okay, no, he hasn't played. He's played the softest schedule. He's doing well, but he's played the softest schedule. We have beaten, he has beaten nobody that is that important. But we have beaten the reigning NFC champions. We've beaten the reigning and Super Bowl champion in the Eagles. We've beaten the reigning AFC champions. We've beaten and the divisional champion. We have beaten we've beaten another contender for the NFC championship last year.
We swept yet another NFC division. We swept the NFC South last year, and we swept the NFC East this year.
Yeah.
Pretty nuts.
So again, I could not agree more with Blitz's statement here. If anybody's the frauds, it's the Patriots, because they are playing the toughest possible schedule.
Wholeheartedly agree with that.
Right
now they're going up against the Bills. They did beat the Bills by 3 the last time they played them, but they're going up against the Bills again, and the Bills can't lose.
The thing I'll say though about that is that they may be, facing, easier teams, but they're blowing those teams out. Like,
sure, they are.
They have a lot of games that are just not even close. They don't play with their.
That is a good point.
Like we have. So it's different wins than us, certainly.
Absolutely. Certainly. Sorry, you said I had to go 3 students with it. Certainly. Okay, so we got Dave Glassman. I would visit more often, but this show is really late for me. I know, Dave, and as soon as something with mine and Jay's, especially, schedules change, which should be soon, at least on my end, we'll go back to a slightly earlier time slot. It's just right now it has to do with our children. Jay and I both have kids in playing sports, and their practices run late on Tuesday evenings. And so we had to kind of push it back a little bit until their seasons are over. We got Shy Vargas. How about them Broncos? Do it for the kids, man. Shy Vargas says, how about them Broncos? Love you, Shy. Hype man right there. We got Bronco Rob. Go Broncos. 10-2, baby. Best in the West. I don't care what the Patriots record is. They can get it too. Yo. Let's see. We got Christian Peter. Hey, Uncle, do you collect Gen 1 Pokemon cards? Because I'm doing the same thing. Not for a lot of years, buddy. Not for a lot of years.
They're been expensive a long as hell time. Now. Like,
yeah, no.
Those are the
now, that's not to say that I don't have a collection put away. But no, I don't actively collect anymore. They're just kind of right now. They're in a folder, in a box, in a closet, ready to sell someday. And they're not even mine; they're my wife's. So they're not mine to sell anyway. Let's see. All right. Oh, we got Tim Dog in the house. Says, "What's up, fellas?"
Tim Dog. What up,
dude? Are we all afraid of the number 1 seed and another bye? No. I wouldn't
think
say afraid.
That's, ideal. That's what I hope happens. Because basically, skipping the weekend of wild card is a win. It's an automatic W. So it is kind of nice to start, in the second round, essentially. That's such a privilege that would be nice to have. Obviously, aside from home field advantage, just the skipping of a week is great.
Yeah, it's exciting. It's exciting everything that's happening, and I think we have a good chance of getting it. Because, and then that's the other thing too. We were talking about the difference between the Broncos and the Patriots. I would say 4 out of the 5 final games for us are very winnable. I think one will give us a true challenge. As far as the Patriots go, they are entering the hardest part of their schedule. And so we may see a drop, maybe a game or two drop by them, and we have that chance to jump ahead of them.
Well, and that's exactly what, has been the story of the Colts this year. They're finally coming back down to earth. They're playing some legitimate teams, whereas in the beginning of their season, aside from us, like they had some pretty cushy games to play.
Yeah. Daniel Jones is Daniel Jones again.
Well, he does have a broken leg. I will give him a little bit of and he's playing, which is nuts. But
yeah, and everybody that goes up against him now is just Daniel Jones is a secondary target. Their first target is Jonathan Taylor. They're stuffing their run game. They're stifling it. So
now that Jones can't move, Jones is going to be a statue back there because he has no mobility whatsoever, and their season's over. It really
absolutely. We got Ty Fly Guy in here. It's Tyler. What's up, buddy? Host of the Incomplete Podcast. Hope you're doing well, my friend. He says, hey, guys. We got Dave Glassman. Kingsbury knows Vance well. That's another good point, too. You got to remember that Vance Joseph played for Cliff Kingsbury in Arizona. So, he knew exactly how to scheme against him.
True. That's a really good point, Dave.
Thank you,
full
Dave.
Glassman comment.
Yeah, it's a very full glass comment. Let's see. After the first quarter, we should have adapted, says Rob. Yeah, we should have. But we didn't, and it took the same way we've been doing it. We adapted when we adapted at the last minute, and we kicked ass. So, Bonker says this is my 39th year as a Broncos fan. Just bring it. Christian, do you have a base set holographic Charizard? No, I don't. I don't think that Aunt Barbara does, buddy. I don't. But
that's awesome. I wish I had that. It's like a boyhood dream
right?
of mine.
I had one way back when, before a certain person stole all my cards as a kid. But let's see. Shy says we gotta play better against the Raiders, and I think we will. I mean, what do you guys think? Do you think that the
Geno's cooked? Geno's cooked. That's what I think. Geno's absolutely washed. Do we need to play better? We just need to play better in general. I don't care who we play. We just got to play better. But I mean, I'm not going into this Raiders game at all like, oh, what's going to happen? Like, I'm walking into this game. This is another game that I'm fairly, fairly confident in. That, like, I saw some of the highlights that where Gino literally just laid down, and it's just I ain't worried about Gino. Not worried about Gino. Not worried about Austin Genty. Not worried about all of them.
What about you, Jay?
I mean, the Raiders shouldn't scare anyone. This is a game where this is a get-right game. This is a game where we really need to, I want to continue to see the development of Evan Ingram, continuing to get him involved, even if it doesn't work out and he has some drops and things continue in that way. Just the thought of it, just that we're trying to force that and we're practicing that timing and getting it down will pay dividends down the road. So it's kind of like a practice game where do some things out of the box, Sean. Go for it because you'll have some gravity this game to do it. So
agreed. I mean, I couldn't agree more with what you guys both said. Gino's cooked, and I'm pretty sure at this point, Pete Carroll is accidentally leaving his play card in the day room at the nursing home and accidentally bringing the backgammon board with him. Because the play calling for the Raiders is abysmal. So I'm not afraid of the Raiders. You got to be careful. You do have to go into it with a little respect because it's still a divisional game. Divisional games are always different, always. But the Raiders are literally the if you open the dictionary right now or an encyclopedia to look up dumpster fire, there's a picture of Geno Smith in a Raiders uniform next to it. So
they should have never left Oakland. That was the biggest Raider mistake. They left Oakland. They should have stayed there.
Chip Kelly, I believe this would be his second game after being fired. So their offense is a lot different now than it was in the beginning of the year.
True.
I mean, they're literally changing things right now. The only thing I guess I'll say is I never want to poke the bear too hard when it comes to Max Crosby or Brock Bowers. Those are two game wreckers that could, on either side of their ball, respectively, change things. So you do have to respect them a little bit, but
you gotta respect those two. But again, we've seen those two in every week since we've last played them, and they don't make enough of a difference on their own to make that big of a difference.
Yeah, they get theirs and they still lose by 21. So
I look at it if I was sitting there looking at a Raiders fan, I was thinking of the Avengers when Loki's like, I have an army. They're like, I have a Max Crosby. I'm like, I have a McGlinchey. He whooped the shit out of fucking. He whooped the crap out of Crosby the last time we played him. I'm not afraid.
Yeah.
He's a bad man.
Yeah.
He's scary.
In PFF this last week, you can three our top 5 players on the top 5 rated Bronco players by PFF this week. 3 of them were on our offensive line. It was McGlinchey, Bowles, and number 1 was Quinn Miners. So our offensive line is doing good things. I mean, and we saw that, especially with that pass in the fourth quarter to Evan Ingram, the amount of time they gave Bo to stay in that pocket to make that pass that went for 41 yards. Unbelievable.
It's crazy what happens when he actually, sets his feet, sees Ingram, and actually gives him a catchable pass. What Ingram can do with it.
Ingram was our number one receiver this week.
Yep, he was number one targeted. It was obvious we were trying to force that, and it's so good. And I'm so glad
it worked. I shouted it on during the portion of the Game Time show that I was on. I shouted. I was like, "That's the Evan Ingram we paid for."
Yeah.
So. All right, we're gonna get some more comments in a while. We're already almost halfway through the show, and we haven't done the housekeeping, so we've been having fun just talking. So we gotta get the housekeeping out of the way, guys. Thank you for joining us on the Nothing Rhymes with Orange and Blue podcast. I'm Johnny Baki, the Mile High Viking. With me, as always, my cousin, my childhood best friend, Jay, the Weaver, and immediately there to my right, he's going into hibernation, whatever you want to call it, is the host with the most, Yost, the Bronco Grunt. And we appreciate you guys joining us. If this is your first time here or you haven't already, we ask that you please like, subscribe, share, and comment. Make sure you subscribe on YouTube because we're about to do that respin for the Bo Nix jersey. We still haven't been able to give it away to one lucky subscriber. So, hey, make sure you subscribe because if you do it before we do that spin, your name will be in it. Make sure that your profile is set to on YouTube is set to public so we can see your name and you can be part of that spin. Make sure that you join in for that. All right. Make sure you catch us on X. Make sure you catch us on Facebook, and you can find the audio versions of every one of our podcasts where you listen to all your favorites. When I say that you want to subscribe on YouTube, definitely do so because we have a lot of awesome content that you don't want to miss. Ding that little notification bell so that you know when we go live and you don't miss anything. Like Orange and Blue Blitz on Mondays and Fridays at 11 in the morning. We got Broncos Bros on Mondays in the evenings. This is the flagship show, Nothing Rhymes with Orange and Blue, on Tuesdays in the evening. You got Doc and JT holding it down for all Mile High sports on Wednesday afternoons. Broncos Talk on Wednesdays. The Mile High Outcast on Thursdays. On Fridays, for the Spanish speakers, we got Viva Los Broncos. We got a breaking news podcast called The Fresh Squeeze. And on game day, we are all in all day because we do a pregame show called Get Bucked. We do a game time show called The Bucking Booth. And we do a post-game show called Buck Your Feelings. I promise you guys, you're not going to want to miss any of that awesome content. So make sure you subscribe and ring that notification bell. We also got to show some massive love to the sponsor of today's show. That is Dubby Genderless Energy Blend. You can find the link in the comments below, in the bio below. You can see it. Jay's got his hand right there. We swear by this stuff. It is amazing stuff. It is going to be your mouth's favorite energy drink. Comes in a multitude of delicious flavors. Has 2 cups of coffee worth of caffeine in every cup of Dubby. Enough to kick you in the butt, get your day going, keep your day going, but without getting the jitters or the crash at the end. Because Dubby has no sugar in it. It also has no calories or maltodextrin or fillers or artificial colors. It is all natural, amino acids, B vitamins, nootropics, and the caffeine comes directly from the coffee fruit. So it is good stuff. It is good for you, and you can still get your energy. It is amazing stuff. And make sure that you let them know that we sent you by punching in code OBN10. Punching in code OBN10 will let them know that Orange and Blue Network sent you, and it gets you 10% off your order at checkout. So make sure you guys go on down there, click that link, go on over to Dubby, and get yourself a Dubby. All right, boom. Back to it. So the theme of tonight's show, we haven't really talked much about him so far. But tonight's show is called Don't Stop Bo-lieving. I mean, hey, shut up. I can sing. Anyway. Let's talk Bo Nix. Let's talk some Bo Nix. Because here we are, 10-2. Atop the division. We're pretty much guaranteed the playoffs at this point. And Bo's been getting it done. So I'm going to ask each of you one at a time, just at the start. And I'm going to start with Jay on this one. Jay, what is your feeling here right now going into week, what is this, week 14, week 13? 14. Yeah. Right now, going into week 14, back end of the season, the horses have come around the bend and we're in the final stretch. What are your current feelings on no bullshit on Bo Nix?
I was super interested to see what he looked like post-bye, after he got a week to reevaluate himself and, maybe go into the second half of this season, a little bit differently. And I think there were a lot of times in the game Sunday night where Bo seemed a lot more in control of himself, whereas, talked about happy feet. We've talked about the franticness that he has shown at times.
Breaking the pocket way too early.
Yeah, escaping pocket for no reason when you're not even forced to. There was a lot of that was cut down, and that's all very hopeful. But, like, you know, his interception, for an example, is still a super dumb, boneheaded, like, what are you doing moment. And I just kind of feel like he's good for one of those moments a game still. And you can't have that in meaningful football in the playoffs. Like, any turnover is a bad turnover, but, like, that's a really bad turnover because that's an unforced turnover.
Sure.
So
sure.
We gotta cut that out. Other than that, I thought Bo had a great game. Very hopeful.
All right, Yosti, what do you think, bud? Like, what are your no bullshit feelings about Bo Nix right now?
So looking at Bo's stats right now, I got him pulled up because I wanted to see how he compared to what he was doing last season. And what I can say is this: Bo is still learning, right? It's his second year, and it's his second year in the league, right? No one comes out. Yeah, he's a sophomore, right? No one comes out just an absolute, you know, like a flashbang, and they're the greatest, right? I think that statistically, he's on track to have a better season than he did last year. I do think that he's had, so last season he only threw 12 interceptions to 29 touchdowns. And right now he's at 19 touchdowns to 9 interceptions. I think that mostly comes out of him trying to force plays that he shouldn't. And I think that's just another development that he has to go through. And it sucks that he has to go through it. But I still believe in him, mostly because, I mean, Bo-lieving is staying very controlled at center. He said he's had a couple of tosses and he's had a couple of passes where it's been like, what are you doing? Right, you're trying to, you know, you're not planting your feet, you're throwing off your back foot, you know, you know what you're doing wrong because you weren't doing it last season. So what are we doing now? Are we just trying to be quicker? Are we just trying to just appear that we're, you know, are we trying to just appear that we're better without actually putting in the work on some of them, right? But I don't think there's no one else in the league right now, right, that I would want as our quarterback for right now, right? Because I think that if we were to go pull, you know, a couple shows ago, we did the Mile High Matrix, right? And Jay was like, I'm pulling, if I could have anybody, like, I'd love to see Josh Allen. I'd love to see, you know, Joe Burrow or somebody. And, like, yeah, they'd be really good, but I would love to see Bo just continue to be wearing orange and blue and just grow and develop in this organization.
Homegrown
talent, right? Like, I don't need, you know, another coach to you know, teach this guy and then him just have to learn the system, right? So I think with him growing, it's only up from here.
Yeah. More and more experience. Very true.
So,
I mean, you know, when we drafted him last year, and I kind of sat back and I looked at his. Excuse me, I'm so sorry. I'm gonna better. After we drafted him, I kind of sat back and I looked at his college stats. I looked at the college stats of the other draftees that went before him, and I said it last year. Jay will remember. We said it together actually. That of all the guys drafted, we believed that Bo had the highest ceiling. That a lot of them had a high floor when they were drafted, but that Bo had I believe that Bo had the highest ceiling. And
yeah,
go ahead, Jake.
No, yeah, I mean, I get what you're saying. Bo was a safe pick, I feel like, for Sean Payton because it was a quarterback that is not, you know. He's not going to be a top 3 quarterback in the NFL, but he is going to be an extremely efficient, serviceable person to run Sean's offense. Like he's, fit as everything in the NFL. That's what they say. As far as where players go in the draft as to how successful they're going to be. And it's perfect fit for Bo. And I feel like there's instances where even Sean is maybe, a little disappointed in some of the things Bo does. But I don't know. You got growing pains, man. I mean, he's only a sophomore, like you said, Johnny. So, like, there's...
Kurt Cameron, growing pains.
Yep. I mean, his name was Boner.
No, but like my feeling on Bo, I still have very high expectations for him. He, 2 weeks in a row now. 2 weeks in a row. Granted, it sucks that it took this long, but we have seen a much more comfortable Bo for the last 2 weeks. Against the Chiefs, he did not look flustered at all. At all. Going up against Patrick Mahomes, not flustered a bit. And he put together a complete game. I believe that this was a pretty complete game. I've even heard some people say that this game against Washington, in terms of Bo as an individual, was one of the best games of his career so far. And I would tend to agree with that. And what we've seen, I mean, it's little things. But I mean, again, you see things like just simply that pass to Cortland Sutton in the end zone as he is falling down mere millimeters from his knee going down on the ground, and in recording a sack, he makes this insane sidearm throw while his body is nearly horizontal and hits his man on a dime. These are things that not every quarterback can do. In fact, very few quarterbacks can do. He has skill sets that set him apart with some of the best that are doing it.
It's true.
And so given that, and the fact that we have continued to see development, and yes, there were some steps back, in this season, earlier before where we are right now, there were moments where it seemed like there was a step back. I feel like he's taking the step back forward. Again, getting out of his own head. Back forward. Yeah, oh. Back to the future. That's right.
Go.
But I feel like Bo is the guy that will lead us, to another trophy or two or even three eventually. Not necessarily as, like you said it, maybe not the top three quarterback in terms of stats or anything like that, but as a guy that can get the job done to lead a team to the promised land. Yeah. You know what I mean?
He's not the best quarterback. He's the right quarterback for us.
Exactly. Look at to make a biblical comparison. Moses was the best, right? And then he didn't get to enter the promised land, right? It was Joshua that had to lead them in. Ultimately, he got them there though, right? And that's it may not maybe a bad comparison. I don't know, but Bo will get us there. I truly believe that. And I want to say to the naysayers out there, like, you can say what you want about how the season has looked. You can say what you want about, and it calls back to what we said at the beginning of the show. You can sit here and bitch and moan and naysay all you want, but the record speaks louder than words.
It's true.
And every time, and we talked about this. This is my last thought on him. Is his performance under pressure. I don't think there's a better quarterback in the league under pressure than Bo Nix. Because again, every single game, every one, he's put into a high pressure moment where it's win or die. And when it becomes that moment, he's on fire. Yeah. He's one of those rare people who performs far better under heavy pressure than he does otherwise.
Yeah.
And I think that's a huge and pretty amazing trait to have.
Yeah. Captain comeback. I mean, having clutch genes is a big deal. But I don't know. When we frame what Bo Nix is, at least right now in his career, in a big picture sense, I bring up Dave Glassman in his comment. He's not afraid of Allen, Burrow, or Mahomes. He's scared of May and the Stafford-led Rams. And I want to pick a quick thing apart here of not afraid of Allen, Burrow, and Mahomes. See, I absolutely am. And those are quarterbacks that have the pedigree that I feel like we look at as if they make it to the playoffs, those are just people that you don't want to, trust to fail in the playoffs.
No.
Whereas I think a lot of teams look at Bo as a walkover, and they're afraid of our defense. Like, that's the part of our team that people are like, oh, I don't want anything to do with that in the playoffs. It's not Bo. So it's just the role Bo plays in the overall scheme of this team is, I think, a lot different than Allen, Burrow, Mahomes, like what he's listing there.
Allen, Burrow, and Mahomes are all, as soon as if they are in the playoffs, they are a different mentality quarterback.
They're the best players on the field, whatever game
they are. They are absolutely just, they're hard to beat, right? And I agree to an extent that Bo under pressure is very, very good. I don't know if I can agree with you and say that he is the best in the league. I give a lot of the reason why he hasn't been sacked as much as, the reason why Houston didn't absolutely run him like they did Josh Allen, right, is because of our own. We have built between Sean and George Payton, they've built a very, very good team. A very strong in every single area, right? And because of that, I don't think he's definitely not as pressured as much as other quarterbacks.
Sure.
But when he is, he is good at it. I don't know if I can say that he is the absolute best, but he is very good. And it's because of that I do think that we are where we are.
Okay.
And I think that our record is not just a reflection of just Bo, but it's definitely of the team, right? Like, this is not this is not just a one player. Like, we're here because we have the best quarterback.
This is a
collective
team. Very complete.
And it's and so that's the biggest thing. But
I would like to I'd like to comment on your comment. You were talking. Yeah, I mean, we're stacking comments. Broncos stacking wins. We're stacking comments. Stacking thoughts.
This thread going.
That's right.
Let's go.
But I'd like to stack on yours there. You said that I do. While I do fully agree, we have one of the best offensive lines in football. Absolutely. And that is a big part of why Bo doesn't take the sacks. When he does get pressured, he has, he's one of the most one of the best escape artists out of the pocket of all the quarterbacks in the league. You see it every time that pocket breaks down. He's on the move, and he's either getting out to the side to make a throw, or he's taking it up the middle, and he's getting some yardage himself. And I mean, I know it's not this season, but just a throwback to last season against the Chargers. They had him dead to rights. Like, Khalil Mack had him dead to rights, and he somehow ducks out underneath his tackle and takes off. His ability to escape the pressure, as much as the O-line's ability to mitigate the pressure, is what makes him what makes him the least sacked quarterback in the NFL.
Yeah. He throws it away quite a bit. Like, his completion percentage is absolutely affected by the strategy of not taking sacks. And there's something to be said about that when we look at these stats or analytics of what Bo Nix's season.
No, 100%. You look, like you said, you look at his stats, and the big ones that I look at because of all the throwaways and because of that strategy, right? Like, I'm not really taking into account his completion percentage and per attempts, because at least a good fraction of those are him just going, I'm not getting sacked, I'm throwing it.
Well, first of all, he's talked about it. That was ingrained in him by Patrick Nix, by his father. Literally, he has stated, my father made it clear that a sack was absolutely unacceptable. Taking a sack was unacceptable. Ingrained in him since middle school when his father was coaching him. You don't get sacked. I don't get, he's like, I don't give a shit about my stats, but I am not getting sacked.
No, except and again, completely down for that. As far as I would love to see him run a lot more. Yeah, I think that's something that we've all said. I would love to see him. Yeah, I want to see him just absolutely go. All right, well, this play got blown up. It is what it is. Yeah, I'm turning on the Lamborghinis.
It's time for to put in some design runs.
Yes, RPO. We need some option. Why we're not doing some of that stuff with because he's so good at it.
Honestly, I'd like to throw out an opinion, a theory, if you will, on that. It's Sean Payton. He does, we've seen it with him. We've seen it with Sean Payton over the last 20 years. He does not bring out a lot of his best stuff until the final stretch of a season. Okay. Because he does not want anybody to be able to game plan for it, and the final stretch is always the most important part of the year.
I've heard this argument.
Am I wrong? Am I wrong though?
You're not. You're not wrong.
So, I think he probably has a lot of these things in his playbook, and he's just waiting for the moment in this final stretch of the season to unleash them.
So that is the exact same, speak as to why we're not seeing Marvin Mims highlighted.
Yeah.
Why we're not seeing all of the gadget, him being in the tailback position and getting handoffs. Like, I absolutely adored that last year. Haven't seen anything like that this year. And
if that's the case,
we have all the components to keep doing it. Nothing changed since last year. There's no reason why it should have stopped.
If that's the case, with JK out, I better see Prentice absolutely become the number one ball carrier for our rookie. I just want to see that big dude. I better just see that big dude just like, hey, we've been holding this guy in the back. Like he's the he's the secret weapon in our rush game now with JK out. He's just gonna run everybody over like it's the 90s.
See, and I don't know. I always look at touches for Prentice or targets to Nate Atkins or like people that aren't going to, we're not going to get a whole lot out of them as far as production, that those are just wasted targets. That target, I'd like to go to RJ Harvey, give him give Sutton another opportunity, give him an extra target. Like,
I can see why you don't. I can see why you don't. Because nobody's expecting you to throw to Adam Prentice. Nobody's expecting you to throw to Nate Adkins. Therefore, they remain as close to uncovered comparatively to their teammates as anybody else.
Keep them honest.
And that's the kind of game that Sean Payton plays. He doesn't care about any one player's stat padding. Doesn't give a shit about any of it.
Fantasy football hell.
Yeah.
The answer to that is he has 13 right now. Compared 12. To last season, he took 24.
He has 12. Not 13.
I've got on ESPN. They're saying that he's got 13.
Okay, my ESPN said 12.
2020.
Someone should refresh.
So either 12 to 13, right? But I mean that means that we are further into the season, and he has half the sacks taken, which is big, right? That's yards that we're not losing. Right.
Yeah.
With the exception of the one or two, I think he's. How many intentional grounding calls have they called him this year? I want to say it's only been like
3 or 4.
It's been 3 or 4. Maybe it is. It's hard. It's been 13 weeks, but I mean, again, not terrible, not terrible.
No. Well, no. Listen, this is not just a Bo Nix stat. There's a Bronco stat. Our ratio of sacks taken versus sacks given is the best in the NFL. All right. Bo Nix is the least sacked quarterback in the NFL with 12, we'll say 13. We'll just go ahead and say 13. With 13 sacks to 49 sacks given by our defense so far this season. Like, it's not even close.
Should be 50.
Like,
it should be 50.
It should
be. I'm very upset that we did not keep our 3-sack average against the Commanders.
I will also say year-over-year comparisons for Bo Nix of rookie year versus sophomore year at this point are kind of futile too, because you're taking into 3-4 games of his rookie year to begin that were just complete anomalies, like not the same Bo Nix, as we saw week 1 in Seattle, like just totally different.
No, 100%. Right? Again, and that just comes with that just comes
the
with
long run
with playing.
Yeah,
right. That just comes with the experience that he got last season.
Then,
and like I said, I think.
Go ahead. No.
I think by the end of the regular season and when we go into the playoffs, I do think that he'll probably, hopefully he'll have more touchdowns and he'll be able to keep the interceptions down. Right, that's what you hope. I don't know if because last season he had 29 to 12 for touchdowns and to interceptions. Right, and so. I hope he gets another 10 touchdowns, right, within the next 5 weeks, right, when it comes to passing. I think that's what we're going to see.
Dude, right now, passing touchdowns, he's at 18 with only...
See, mine says 19.
Okay, well...
I don't know. I don't know. I've got his actual... I have his stat page pulled up. So I've got 19 touchdowns to 9 interceptions. 19
touchdowns to 9 interceptions. That's a good ratio.
No, a great ratio.
Very good
Not
ratio.
at all upset. Not at all.
It's above 500. It's above 500.
Absolutely. So, his longest was I guess his longest pass. I'm guessing. For last season was 93. The longest he's had this season is 52.
Yeah.
So,
you're talking about when you're talking about that 93-yard pass, that was the one to Marvin Mims against the Cleveland Browns. That one was just.
That was a response. That's just because that was a response to Judy's I think it was like 73. I think it was like 20 yards shorter.
Yep. Quick squirrel moment. But, you've been seeing the highlights of Jerry Judy trying to ruin my boy Shador. Get out of his face. Get away.
All right. Okay, so before we move on, I guess my last question simply is a very simple one. Yosti, do you still Bo-lieve?
Of course. Like I said, there is no one else I want at the center of our team, because just not only with how he's playing, but because of the character that Bo has. I don't want anybody else. I don't want anybody else there, right? I don't want even if he was better at playing the game, I don't want an Anthony Richardson, right? I don't want that guy.
No,
right?
Nobody wants Anthony Richardson.
Even if he played better, right? Even if he played better, right? Even if he was like crushing it right now and he was doing great, right? I could never fathom watching my quarterback tap out, not hurt, not anything, and just go, I was tired, right? That's not who Bo is. Bo is, I will sit here, I will fight tooth and nail until either the game is over or I get a reprieve before I go into overtime, right? And I will stay in this fight. I will be with the boys, and I will get this job done. I am Bo-Himothy, right?
Bo-Himothy! Kyle Hogan. That's a new name, I believe. At least it's a new name to this show. So here's to you, Kyle Hogan. Welcome to the Orange and Blue crew, my friend.
I finished what?
Yeah, no. I'm out of alcohol. It's gone.
Yeah, I actually just threw my hand.
But,
I wanted to...
Jay, do you... I got to ask you, do you Bo-lieve? Still?
Yeah, absolutely. I believe in Sean Payton and Bo Nix's marriage. And it is till death do they part. Because I think Sean Payton will stick around as long as Bo Nix's, reign is supreme in Denver here. I think it's a very Mahomes-Reed coordination of they're pretty much hooked at the hip because they're made for each other, and I think each of them independently wouldn't be where they wouldn't be that successul without
They wouldn't
each other.
be on State Farm commercials together.
If we hadn't picked up Bo, you'd have seen us strapped into the quarterback. We might have ended up with Shador this season if we didn't pull Bo last season.
Sean Payton without Drew Brees is different than with Drew Brees, and Sean Payton with Bo Nix is going to be far different than Sean Payton without Bo Nix. So it's going to be fun to watch for years to come because he's not going anywhere. And on a Gorilla Sports podcast, I think about a week ago, they interviewed Vance. I don't remember exactly who was there.
I think I know which one.
Big Al's show?
Big Al was on there.
I think.
Well, that would make sense. They're Buffaloes. But he was telling them that he believes that Bo Nix will be the Denver staple, foundational player like John Elway. Like he said, not a comparison of players, but what they mean to the organization is going to be like Bo will get a second contract and probably a third contract. He's here for a long time.
He is. I agree completely. I said it post game. I'm going to throw in my 2 cents. I absolutely still Bo-lieve. I rock my Bo Nix t-shirt probably 2 days out of the week. I love Bo. To your point, Michael, to your point, Yost, I love his character. I love his humility. I love his method of leadership. I love that he doesn't seek the spotlight. He doesn't whine. He doesn't cry. Every time every time he faces adversity, he owns his mistakes.
Very accountable.
Very accountable. Stands up there and says, I just did not throw well today. He doesn't say like, oh, I had this, I had that. The dude fractured his spine in 3 freaking places and still played 6 games and a playoff game out of the season on it. And didn't whine about it once and didn't make excuses. Didn't go up there right afterwards and be like, it's because my back hurt. I have fractures. He's just like, I didn't throw the ball well today. And I've got to get better. I've got to do better. It starts with me. That kind of leadership is, in and of itself, is what I would want from a leader on this team. But I truly believe he still has a high ceiling, and that we've seen nowhere near what he's fully capable of. And that once Sean Payton does what he did with Drew Brees, and I've said it all season long, finally just lets Bo be Bo, lets him off the leash, lets him play up tempo, because Bo would play up tempo all game if you'd let it. And he would eat the whole time if you'd let it.
Yeah.
When Sean Payton finally shows the trust in him and lets him off the leash and lets him be himself, we're going to see a whole new side and a whole new game that's going to be talked about a lot.
Yep.
So yeah, I still believe. I want to wait for Yost to get back before we move on to the next couple of little tiny tidbit topics. So we'll go ahead and nail some comments here. Let's see. We got Crew Talk Sports gave us a repost on Twitter, so we thank you. Crew Talk, we love you.
Go love find Crew Talk Sports if you are not familiar with their game, because they are terrific. They are good people.
Yeah. Crew Talk, good peeps. We love you guys. Let's see. We got Shy Vargas. Do we think Sean Payton will unleash Bo Nix? The answer to that one, Jay, do you want to field it first?
Yeah, I wouldn't hold your breath, because I think Sean Payton's a control freak, and I think it's just one of those things that I think Drew Brees just had to deal with, because I even remember in the heyday of Drew Brees' days, Sean would still get in his ear and like try and change plays, do something on the line just because that's Sean, man.
But to my point that I made just a moment ago, he will eventually give him the trust to just kind of play the game.
Yeah. Because
it's what he did with Drew Brees. You said it. He definitely would try to intervene in certain situations. But ultimately, I do believe that he will eventually let Bo be Bo, and we will see a change.
Yeah,
that way. It's just a matter of, you said it, Jay. Sean Payton's a control freak, man.
He is,
and until he feels he's ready to, okay, son, fly the nest. There's a lot of coaches out there that when I was first starting out in my first job outside the Army, I was in 911 dispatch. And 911 dispatch is a very high pressure job. Obviously, you have people's lives in your hands. But I had a trainer that was training me, and she was a very trial by fire kind of trainer. Like, let's just get to it. And she had this picture up on her wall, and it was a mother bird with baby birds in the nest, and it's showing the mother just shoving the babies, and they're falling out of this, and she's like, "Fly, bitch!" And I was just like, and there are some coaches that are like that. Sean Payton is not a fly bitch kind of guy.
Super metal.
He is 100% like, I am going to keep you on the leash. I'm going to keep you close to my hip until I feel you're ready.
It's like the ultimate F them kids poster. I would absolutely take that.
I'll send it to you. I still have a copy of it.
That's terrific.
I'll send it to you. But, again, I agree with you, Jay. It's not time yet for that. We're not going to see that yet. But eventually it will happen. Just
also,
like
real quick, just a quick shout out. Go Zach Allen. Just had to throw that out there. I know we're not talking about defense or anything, but I just had to let it be known. I love Zach Allen. So shout out to Zach Allen.
All right, now that we've gotten Yost's Zach Allen boner out of the way, we can keep on rolling. No.
I do want to bring up. I'm not sure if we have hit.
Yeah, I was going to get to this one once Yost was back.
Okay, I was going to say that is a big deal. Ty Fly bringing up the point that if we do beat the Raiders, we have that tiebreaker over the Patriots, and they will finally have their bye week behind them, and we'll get to even here and see where the dust settles. So this is maybe a bigger game in a roundabout way that indirectly affects us.
And Yost is gone again.
Okay, bye.
He had to go. He had to go. He had to go crush and snort one of Zach Allen's toenails real quick.
Oh God.
I apologize. My kid just had her tonsils removed today. So my wife, my wife needed me to come grab the dog real quick. So I apologize.
Gotcha.
I'm back now. We're good to go. I shouldn't have to get up.
You can make all. I said it while you were gone. The second time there for a second. We all know the truth.
I had to go crush
one of Zach Allen's toenails and snort it. We know. It's okay.
I put like $700 out on the dark web, and I got his jockstrap. Hanging up.
Wow.
Well, I mean, you got the jockstrap too. Wow. I was impressed that you outbid Rex Ryan for his toenail, but the fact that you got the jockstrap too.
It's nastiness. Oh, okay. Moving on, and I will bring up. I really appreciate Dave Glassman bringing this up because he does need some. He needs some props. He is the returning champion of last year, and he's doing very well. Both Glassmans, really. The whole Glassman household.
The whole Glassman clan, yeah.
All of you,
all I care about is I beat Jay this week. I held out against Jay. I was so worried, and then
it's been rough. It's been a rough year.
If you bring up your Vikings defense, the one time the Vikings defense actually put up a game, I won't talk about it. I'm still upset about that.
Hey, they actually put up a game, and I actually beat you. So, anyway. All right, moving on.
And I'm above you in the league standings.
I know you are. Bonker says, I'm not going to cut my hair until the Broncos lose a game. Bring it. Neither am I. I've got my hair up in a ponytail right now.
I don't have any hair, so.
Yeah, we know, Baldy. It's okay. We still love you. I swear I'm going to get you. Have you seen those skull shavers? It's like a.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm going to get you one of those for Christmas, buddy. Like, I'm going to send it to you and be like, Johnny.
Was on the show just like, hang on, I gotta get ready for work in the morning.
You're gonna be sitting there like 24 hours a day, just like, like
as a baby's bottom.
Bonkers wants Jay to say something one more time. What did you say, Jay?
I don't know.
Me either. That's okay.
I think it was definitely while I was gone. So
Dave Glassman singing us a song, and I saw his slightly acne scarred face, and I'm a believer.
Very good. Very
Sean
good.
wants to know, do we believe Bo and Sean can take us to the promised land this year? You know what? Yeah, I believe they can. Do I think they will? I don't know. But do I think they can? I think they can.
I think Vance Joseph and Patrick Surtain can lead us to the promised land.
I think Vance Joseph and Zach Allen can.
Oh, well.
I think Vance
surprise!
I think Vance Joseph and Nick Bonito can.
No, so here's my thing is that I think I said it last year. And I mean, let's be honest, last year wasn't a bad season, just wasn't a great season, right? But I remember I was in the comments and I was like, I think within 2 to 3 years we'll have a Super Bowl. And you and Jay were both like, I don't know about that. Like, you guys are both, and again, because last season we were struggling, right? We didn't have a run game. We weren't 10-2, right?
No.
We weren't 10-2, right? We were fighting to survive.
Well, I mean,
right?
think about this for 1 second. Just real quick, I'll let you finish. But think about this for 1 second. We are at 10 wins right now. We were fighting for our 10th win with our final game of the season against the Chiefs last year. And we still have 5 games to go.
Yep.
We are right now where we were in the final week of the season last year.
Absolutely. Like I said, I distinctly remember I was like, I think within 2 to 3 years, we will be at the Super Bowl. And you and I think mostly Jay, because Jay used to always read my comments and be negative to me. But
we are still a flawed team that I don't know if I'm comfortable throwing around Super Bowl labels and aspirations.
Listen, I'm not saying that this year is the year. What I'm saying is that I still believe I still knock on wood. I still believe what I said last season, which is maybe not this year, right? I think we'll have a deeper run in the playoffs this year for sure. But within the next 2 to 3 years, right? If not this year, then yes, okay. we will be in the promised land.
Okay. All right. I have another. Well, real quick. I'm gonna caveat. There are members of the national media picking the Broncos right now to go to the Super Bowl. I'm just saying. Did anybody else see Emmanuel Acho's podcast or show this week?
No, I don't watch the podcast.
Dude. Dude, go look up Acho's podcast from this week. His arguments for Bo Nix and the Broncos, unbelievable. Blew my mind. Because here's the hard truth. And Jay knows this because I know you watch him too. Until this year, Acho has been almost anti-Broncos.
Other than Adam Rank, there is no one out there. And at times, Colin Cowherd really threw the
dropped us to 4 right now in the power rankings. Suck it.
Him and Sean Payton are like this. So we get some scoops out of him sometimes.
Listen, even Nick Wright, as much as we don't like him,
I despise him.
As much as we don't like him, he always drops Bo. He always drops because unless Bo throws for 20 touchdowns in one game with no sacks,
Bo could go 50 for 50 with 10 touchdowns and 100 yards rushing, and he will still down Bo.
And he'll still be at the bottom of Mahomes Mountain. But even Nick Wright, even after the loss we had, he's just like the Broncos have a stranglehold on the division, right?
Yeah,
that was probably the biggest compliment from a hater that you could get from Nick Wright.
And I'm sure it tasted like vinegar coming out of his mouth.
Oh, for sure. Listen, I don't know if you guys saw the clip of him coming in after this other loss that they just had to the Cowboys, And Nick Wright's like beat up. He's like on crutches and he's all set, right? And they're just dousing him about it, right? And it's like, number one, so glad that's happening because, as our good friend Bronco Rob, my boy says, F the Chiefs. But no, like it's one of those things that it's when you have Nick Wright going. Oh, I had to watch him. You see the past clips. He's like, Broncos are going to be the last one in the division. It's going to be the Broncos at number 4, the Chargers at number 3, the Raiders at number 2, and the Chiefs at number 1. And now it's Broncos are number 1, Chargers number 2, Chiefs number 3, and the Raiders are number 4. Right. Yep. So to see that, to every time I see that clip, just to go, how you're choking on those words. Right now, that you said our boys are going to be number 4 in the division, so that we are number 1 by a mile.
Yeah,
it's poetry that could not be written any better. It's poetry and it's chef's kiss.
Yeah. All right, I got a fun tidbit. Ty Walden gave us one. I've got one for you, and this one actually comes from our buddy Zach over at DNVR. What has happened the last 4 times the Denver Broncos started their season 10-2?
Oh, they won. They won the Super Bowl.
They went to the Super Bowl.
Oh, sorry, yes.
It's a fun tidbit. What?
I said it was 4. It's been 4 times, right? And then of the 4, we've won 3.
4. No, we won 2. We've split.
Okay.
So yeah, but that's a fun tidbit. We are 10-2 right now. And the last 4 times the Denver Broncos have been 10-2 to start a season, we've gone to the Super Bowl. We did it in 1989, right? And we lost, unfortunately. We did it in 97, where we went and we won. We did it in 2013, the most legendary offensive season in history. Yeah, we don't need to talk about that part, but we did lose that one. But then we did it again in 2015, and we won. Just kind of a fun fact, man. 10-2 4 times in franchise history to start a season, and in every one of those, we made the Super Bowl. So, I think we're due. I think we're due to make it happen again. Just a fun fact. Thought that was a cool little nugget.
Interesting. I mean, there's a lot of things pointing that way. I mean, again, we always harp on the similarities between this and the 2015 team. And just how things are going right now. It does feel different this year. There is some magic in the air. We got that Mile High magic back.
Mile High magic.
Listen,
all right.
Listen, that's the last thing. I said it last season. Within the next 2 to 3 seasons, we're going to be at the Super Bowl. All right. That's to you, Shy, because I saw your comment earlier. All right. But I saw it earlier. All right. Don't think I didn't see it. All right. I'm not negative about the Broncos. All right. It upsets me when they do things that it's just like, I don't think that should happen. But 2-3 seasons, if it's not this year, next 2 seasons, we will be in the bowl. It will be a Broncos Super Bowl. And
all right,
boy, I can't wait.
It'll be a thing of beauty. You'll have to fly, we'll have to meet up and watch together like we did in 2015. But anyway, we are running dangerously low on time. And do you guys feel like you want to do our segment, or do we want to call it a night?
Up to you. Up to you.
Flip the coin.
Flip the coin.
Flip the coin.
I don't have a coin. I don't have a coin on me right now.
I got this. This will work.
I mean, I have a puck.
Is that a hockey puck?
No, it's a
Grizz can.
Yeah, it's a Grizz can. Ah!
You know what? No, I can't reach it. I do have a commemorative Super Bowl 33 coin over here, but I don't really want to flip that. All right. Flip the Grizz can, you tobacco chewing monster.
It's nicotine pouches. It's nicotine pouches. I'm quitting. All right, I'm quitting. I went from 15 to 12s.
That's what they all say.
I'm at 9s. All right, I'm very proud of myself.
I swear I'm quitting tomorrow.
This side, we do it. This side, we don't.
All right, flip it.
Oh, we're doing it.
All right, and I was about to say, and be better than the refs when you call it. Be better than the refs on this last Sunday night.
Oh my gosh, yeah. That's embarrassing for them.
Real quick, could you guys believe that? that they allowed them to be like, we want to kick that way. And they
That's
listened.
not an option, sir. We didn't list that as an option.
He said that, and ref was like, what do you want? He's like,
the ref said okay. The ref said okay.
Yeah.
That's
it's literally your job to know the rules. If anyone's supposed to know the rules, it's you.
Yeah. The rules are the winning team chooses kick or catch, and the other team chooses the direction. And he allowed them to go, it is tails. What do you want to do? And he's like, we want to kick that way. And he goes, okay. And then they kicked that way. The Broncos didn't even get to choose which direction. Like, that was ridiculous. Come on, man.
It doesn't matter because we got to the end zone in 3 minutes.
I get that. I'm just saying, like, again, Jay said it. It's your damn job. Like, should have been like, okay, you want to kick. Which way do you want to go? He should have, but like, he's like, yeah, okay, cool. Anyway, all right. Let's get to it, guys. We're going to do a segment of the phrase. We're going to do a segment of the phrase is incomplete. All right. It's the phrase is incomplete. It's very simple. We each make a statement with leaving a blank in there somewhere that everybody has to fill in. So fill in the blank. Who wants to go first? Jay, go first.
Okay. So my blank is going to be the scariest playoff opponent for the Broncos is... What's the team you don't want to see?
I know I've seen it, but I gotta open it up again. I gotta see what the standings are again.
Your scariest team that you don't have a good feeling about. I alluded to it when saying if today the playoffs started, we would be in a first round with Buffalo, but there are other bugaboos in the closet. So pick your poison.
I gotta bring up the playoff picture here. Okay. All right. I know I'll go first on this one. So the scariest opponent for the Denver Broncos in the playoffs this season as it stands would be, looking at the playoff picture, you got Buffalo as the 7th seed right now. You got Indy as the 6th, the Chargers is the 5th, the Ravens is the 4th, the Jags is the 3rd. We're number 2 right as it stands right now, and New England Patriots at number 1. Okay, so if the playoffs were to start today, the scariest opponent on that list for me, I know Jay earlier you said I don't want none of Buffalo, and I think you're actually going to be surprised by my answer here. If the playoffs were to start today, man, this is a tough one. Thought I had it there for a second, then I realized I was looking at the 8th seed.
I'll let you stew on that for a second.
Yeah,
Chase, what up, Chase?
Hey!
Chase in the house saying, yo.
Yo.
Shit, you chilling.
Yeah,
chilling
let me ruminate on that.
A Tuesday night.
All right, all right, Jay. I'll go.
So it says the effing Patriots, but go ahead, Grunt.
The way he spelled it, it's Fukin. It's Fukin.
So you said, hit me with it one more time, so I know exactly what I'm doing.
The scariest playoff opponent for the Broncos
is blank.
Yeah,
and that's it.
Based on the current standings.
Yeah.
Right?
What's the scariest playoff opponent for you?
Honestly, it's gonna be a tie for me.
Oh.
A tie.
It's gonna be a tie for me because I have 2 teams that I think are mostly the one, but there's 2 teams. So number 1 is the Jags.
What?
Hear me out.
What?
Hear me out. Only because the Jags have been on a tear through the South. All right. We beat Houston already, right? We have to go play the Jags still. So until we see how that game turns out, the Jags have been on the tear. All right. They just stole that entire division from the Colts.
Yeah.
Right. So you're talking about a team that was like starting to get kind of counted out, like no chance, and then all of a sudden they're on a roll.
So basically, what the Broncos are this season.
So we've been on. But here's the thing: is yes, but no, because we've been way more. We've won more games than them, right? But they've just we were like never. Like after like what week 4, it was like, hey, Broncos actually might take the division. The Jags were like, hey, they're probably not even making the playoffs. And all of a sudden, they're leading their division, right?
All right.
The Jags are coming, right?
Interesting. What is your
Vargas?
one
We
beat?
coming. They coming.
And then the other one is it's old reliable. KC. Don't care what you say. Yes, they are doing terrible. They are 6-6, but let's be honest. Patrick Mahomes in the playoffs is Patrick Mahomes in the playoffs. All right, the man has won.
They're sitting at 10th.
Huh?
They're currently the 10th seed.
Yes, but how many? But in the last 10 years, how many times have they gone to the playoffs?
Dude, they have to win out. They have to win out, and that includes beating us again in order to get there.
No, I understand that. I'm saying if they make it to the playoffs, how many times?
It's an honorable mention. I get that. I mean,
right?
You should always take note. Until they're dead, they're not dead.
Until they're dead, they are still in it.
Yeah. They have not been unalived.
Yost, you remember? You remember me as a medic telling you guys when we sweep that position, you make sure everyone's dead because you better not pass them and leave them alive for me.
Yeah. Can't make those jokes anymore, dude. You get in trouble.
I don't care. I've been out for 8 years. I don't care what you can do now.
Do what you're right. I'm just kidding. I'm just kidding.
Right. Hey, my rank is retiree. I can handle whatever I want now. All right.
So what do you got? So what do you got, John?
Okay. So you know what? For me, Jay, it's the Chargers.
Oh my gosh, you guys are absolutely
listen.
Not providing the right answers here.
Oh,
it's the Bills.
This is a fill in the blank. This is a fill in the blank. I didn't know there was the right answer. Listen, it's the Chargers for me right now. They're sitting, you know, at the 5th seed. And if we have to meet them in the playoffs, what's one thing that I said it earlier in the show? Divisional games are different.
True.
They're always different. Right now, the Chargers are the only divisional opponent that is currently seeded for the playoffs, along with us. And let's be honest, the Chargers have had our number. Like I was at the first game against LA this year. We had them dead to rights, and they still managed to pull out a win over us. One of only 2 losses for us of the season, but they did it. And we have not beaten them in 3 seasons? They've had our number. And if we have to meet them in the playoffs, I get we have to meet them one more time in the regular season, and I think we take that win because I predicted we'd split with them this season. But if we have to meet them in the playoffs, dude, a divisional game, even in the playoffs, is a different game. And that scares me. So there you go. I'm sorry that it's not the answer you wanted, Jay.
Wrong. Hey, Jay.
Wrong.
Hey, Jay. What's yours? Time to answer your own. Which one? I'm about to hit you with what I hit with Johnny during the post game a couple weeks ago.
Before I start, Dave Glassman just cannot stop screaming New England. He is dead set on it is New England. All the other answers are wrong to Dave.
I'm sorry. I don't think they're as good as their record suggests. I think that they have played the softest schedule and their record reflects.
I will say all those considered, though, Johnny, going to Foxborough no matter what in the playoffs is a scary thing. I don't like that place. That's the House of Horrors. I just seen too many, massacres in that stadium to be comfortable. Much like I would like to go to Arrowhead for a playoff game.
Is that your answer then too, Jay? Is the Patriots?
No, it is not. That I wanted to give Dave his spot, but mine is mine's going to be Buffalo. I mean, at the end of the day, guys,
shocking,
big surprise,
shocking.
Big surprise. But, if I had to give a unique answer, I would still put Baltimore ahead of all the teams y'all listed Baltimore is a sleeping giant. That do you want to play Lamar Jackson in a playoff game? If it is do or die, like
I want to see our defense knock Lamar Jackson on his ass.
Absolutely, I want to play
Derrick Henry.
Absolutely.
I want to see our defense knock Derrick Henry and Lamar Jackson on their ass.
Absolutely. Derrick Henry is not Derrick Henry. I remember I drafted Derrick Henry in so many leagues, right? Because I was like, oh, it's Derrick Henry. Derrick Henry has been stuffed. That O-line is terrible. They do not protect Lamar. They do not protect Derrick Henry. I am not afraid of the Ravens. For once, I am not afraid to be like, hey, the Ravens look kind of washed.
And listen, right? Lamar Jackson is the running quarterback. But this season he's running for his life.
Yeah.
So
take all the past seasons aside. Take all the past seasons out of the equation, right? And just look at the numbers this year.
And obviously, no one's scared of the Steelers. That's a non-issue. I don't.
They're only one seed. They're only one seed ahead of the Chiefs. They're 9.
But they could win their division. They're tied. They're tied with Baltimore. That division's horrible. So someone's going to host a playoff game that is undeserving. Whoever wins that division.
Yeah, I guess I only gave my answer based on the current playoff standings, the current playoff picture. But all right, well there you go. Buffalo, Los Angeles, and Yo said Jacksonville.
Interesting.
So. Oh, shades of 1996, huh, Jay?
Apparently.
When it comes to Yost there.
I mean.
Huh? What?
I'd be more scared of Jacksonville if Travis was still there. Trav! Coming up on the anniversary of the Heisman.
Yeah. Anyway, all right. So, moving on. Yost, you want to go next or do you want me to?
You go next. I got to think of one.
5 games left in the NFL season. 5 games left. The Denver Broncos go blank and blank to finish the season, or in the last 5 games to finish the season.
All right, I'm gonna ding my bell. So I'm going 3-2 in the last 5, and I've got losses to Kansas City and Kansas City. Christmas night. It's always been an L. It's going to be an L. It's an L. And the other L I have is I do have an L versus the Packers at home. Green Bay is a hell of a team, and we haven't seen an overall team like them this year. So I'm super excited to see the Packers in Denver. I think that's going to be a hell of a game, but I think we lose that. So those are my 2 losses.
Yep. All right. Yost. The Denver Broncos go blank and blank in the last 5 games to finish the season.
Ready for this? Are you ready?
Yeah.
We go 5-0. We freaking absolutely sweep the last 5 games.
Hold up. You have a win against Jacksonville?
I have a win
against
Jacksonville.
That's not very on brand.
No. So I said, if we're going to play him right now, because we haven't played him yet, right? And let's be honest, regular season, playoffs, 2 very different animals. 2 very different animals, right? It's like going like, oh, preseason. Nobody cares about preseason, right? Regular season, okay. Playoffs, everybody's fighting for their life, right? That's when you start seeing guys start doing just absolutely incredulous things, right?
That shit crazy.
Like just absolutely wild, right? Like that's how you get like the Commanders do catching a pass while he's horizontal in the air, right? And you're like, what did we just see? Like what did we just witness? Right? It's what you see in the playoffs. I have a faith, and I'm going to be so upset during all of these games. I guarantee it. Like it's all going to be the same thing that we've seen, all season, right? Which is we're behind, we come back, we win by a field goal, we win by 1 point, we win by whatever, and I was going to be absolutely angry. And it's going to be a lot of me just going, "Why are we playing like this? What are we doing?" I don't think we give up home field advantage to both the Jags and Green Bay. We haven't lost a game, and we played better teams, better quarterbacks with home field advantage, and we've won.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
We have played better teams with home field advantage.
Jay said it. It's the trend.
It's the trend. Green Bay is hurting right now. Green Bay is hurting right now.
They're down Aaron Jones.
They're down Aaron Jones. They're down Kraft.
Well,
they're down
Josh Jacobs, not Aaron Jones.
That's what I meant. I'm sorry, Josh. Good Lord.
Josh so they're down Jacobs. They're down Kraft, right? Like they have injuries, okay? And I'm supposed to be afraid of Micah Parsons? I'm not afraid of Micah Parsons. I'm not afraid with our O-line, with our pass. I'm not with our pass rush. I'm not afraid of Micah Parsons. All right. I have faith in our O-line. I have faith in our boys. Both it's going to be a bad game for Micah Parsons. Right. I have faith in our boys. We have home field advantage. I don't think they let them sweep.
All right.
Like I said, the Jags are an anomaly team. You don't know if you're going to play the best Jags team ever. I have no idea what I'm going to go see. All right.
It all depends on which direction Trevor Lawrence decides to slide.
Pretty much, right? And it all depends on if Cam Little wants to break the field goal record again, right?
Hey, you got to give it to their kicker, dude. He is.
I'll give it to him. But that's one thing.
Some free fantasy advice for you people out there. Brendan Strange, their tight end, is a baller and is going to make waves for Jacksonville. Great player. Just came back.
All right, so before I give mine, I'm gonna grab Bonkers Broncos, all of his here, because this is his faith in everything. He simply says, "Bring it, bring Foxborough, bring Buffalo, bring Baltimore, bring it, bring the Steelers. I don't care. Bring Jacksonville, no fear." And then he says, "Bring Kansas City and bring the Packers. Bring it." Nothing but faith from Bonkers Broncos. And Shai Vargas says the Broncos will win out. 5-0 in the last 5 games. So there it is. So spicy. Yost has them going. The Broncos going 15-2. Jay has us going. What did you say? 3-2, Jay?
Yeah,
so 13-4.
Yep.
All right. I'm gonna go to answer my own incomplete phrase. The Denver Broncos will go 4-1. In the last 5 games to close out the season. Unfortunately, I don't think I agree with Jay on one respect. I don't think we sweep the Chiefs this year. I think we lose it at Arrowhead on Christmas. But I do. The Raiders. That's an obvious one. I'm not afraid of the Packers as much as I probably should be. I think that's going to be one of those games. It's going to be. I think the Packers game is going to be another one of those, like it was going up against the Cowboys. The week before, everybody's sitting there talking. The Broncos are going to go in there. They haven't faced, Jordan Love and blah 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 blah. Just like they were singing Dak Prescott's praises before the game against us. And we're going to go in there. We're going to put together a complete game against the Packers, and we're going to whip that ass. At home. There's going to be a lot of jokes made about Super Bowl 32 and all that. And yeah, I think, and then I think I did say that we split with the Chargers, and so I think we got that game at home. I think home field advantage is a huge thing for us. We have the longest home win streak. We have the currently longest home win streak in the NFL. We haven't lost a home game since October of last year.
Wild.
Think about
it. Wild stuff.
We've not lost a home game since October 2024. So
I honestly would like to have a home loss before the playoffs to just get that over with.
But you know what? I don't.
I want a clean slate going into the playoffs.
Keep the streak alive, baby. Keep the streak alive. So yeah, I'd say that ultimately we go 4-1 to end in the last 5 games, and so ultimately our record will be 14-3 by my reckoning. So, all right, Yossi, yours is the last one.
All right. If the Denver Broncos make it through and we get to the Super Bowl, and it is a Broncos player selected for the Super Bowl MVP.
Ooh.
It will be who?
Blank. Okay.
It will be blank.
All right. Give me a second on this one. Let's go with
You want me to go first?
Yeah, go ahead, man.
Jay's got what Jay's like. I have an answer.
Super Bowl MVP, right? Super Bowl MVP. It very rarely goes to defensive players. That's why the Von Miller performance was so rare, because it just, Malcolm Butler is another one, that is just, wow, that's like that guy on that side of the ball won that game. And I truly believe Nick Bonito could have a game like that where he just like has 3 sacks, a forced fumble, like is a game record, probably not to the same extent as Von Miller's Super Bowl 50 performance, but like a performance so jarring that like it has to go to someone on the defensive side, and he's, the best player on the defense in that game.
That's great. Yeah. Okay. It's my turn, I suppose. And I'm in the same vein as Jay, but a little different. The Denver Broncos defense is what will win us the Super Bowl if we win the Super Bowl this year. And there will be a performance by one player that you emphatically cannot give it to anybody but them. It does go to a Broncos defensive player. It does go to a Broncos player in the secondary. However, the Super Bowl 60 MVP for the Denver Broncos is Talanoa Hufanga.
Oh, gosh. Who would have thought that? Jay, did you think it was going to be anybody else?
No. Listen, the dude is the most... Listen. Bonito's awesome. Bonito's incredible. All right? His pass rush, second to none in the NFL, in my opinion, right now. All right? I don't care what anybody says. All right? PS2, reigning defensive player of the year. But the thing about him, you don't see anything from him. He's defensive player of the year because you don't hear his name and he doesn't come up with those big plays because nobody targets him. It's not going to be him.
Except the Colts.
Talanoa Hufanga, on the other hand, is the biggest all-around menace on the Denver Broncos defense. He menaces the quarterback. He strips, he often leads the team in tackles. He strips sacks. We've seen multiple strip sacks from him. We've seen multiple sacks from him. We've seen him we've seen so many PBUs from him, and also come so close to getting those picks. The dude is just everywhere, everything everywhere all at once. Didn't like the movie, but love the phrase. He is everything everywhere all at once. He is a menace. If the Broncos go to the Super Bowl and win it, it's because he was doing what he does and absolutely just tearing up the whole field. So I got to give it to Talanoa Hufanga gets Super Bowl 60 MVP.
He would officially get his Head and Shoulders commercial if that happened.
Let's do it.
I mean, Palomalu, get out of here! You're getting replaced.
Dove for Men. That's what I use. Let him become a spokesman for Dove for Men.
It could happen. It could happen.
All right.
We got David Talks Broncos in the house. What's
good,
y'all?
What's good, Dave?
Love Dave. All of Dave's stuff. David talks Broncos. David talks Buffaloes. He does it all. He's awesome. Love Dave. He's been breaking a lot of Buffalo commitment, news. The Discord's been hopping, but yeah, a lot of Buffalo news on the horizon as well. Oh man, and the agenda never dies for him. A.T. Perry, give this man the football. A.T. Perry is to David as Damari Mathis was to me for a hot second.
I appreciate you sticking with your man. Stick with your man.
Don't lie to us, Jay. Right over there in the closet, there's still a shrine to Damari Mathis. We know.
Hey,
okay?
you know what? He'll live long in my heart.
You have the incense lit. There's a sacrifice of mandarin oranges to a picture of Damari Mathis.
On my deathbed, I will whisper his name into the sweet air.
All right. Yosti, give us your own, and then we'll bounce.
All right, so I think let me ask you this, because again, I'm still newer fan. Has a rookie ever won the Super Bowl MVP?
No, not that I know of. Not
do
that
you
I'm
think?
aware of.
Do you think it could? Do you think it could be a possibility?
I mean, anything's a possibility. If a rookie enters the NFL and is just that damn good, it would be a possibility. But as far off the top of my head, I could, hang on. Let me.
I can't think of any. I'm trying to rack my brain. Where's Andrew Mason when we need him?
Yeah, right.
The human computer.
So no, I want to go defense.
I just asked Gemini, and yeah, no rookie has ever won Super Bowl MVP.
So this one will probably be a hot take. All right, this one probably be a hot take.
The fact that you asked about a rookie tells me that it is.
I was gonna say it sounds historical.
So and the reason why I think that it could happen is because of the way that the stars have kind of aligned, and that's RJ Harvey. Yes, our defense will take us to the Super Bowl, right? If we get there, right? And you guys have already named the two big guys on the defense. Like, as much as I want to be like, it's going to be Zach Allen with, a yard run into the touchdown for thick boy, touchdown.
It could happen. It could happen.
Oh God!
Angels in the outfield.
It would be an
absolute.
Hey, Trevor Price did it. Just saying.
But no, I think that if there was a rookie that could win it because of the way that the stars have aligned with J.K. Dobbins out, right, and him being our number one back, right, I think that between reception touchdowns and just rushing alone, if he just, I think that RJ could be the first rookie to be the Super Bowl MVP. I have that much faith in him that at that point it will be, there is nothing left to lose. This is the last game of this season. Let's just go for it. And if it's not a defensive player and it's not the quarterback, it's RJ.
Oh my God!
If that happens, we need a instant statue of Sean Payton and George Payton high-fiving. Geniuses.
No. Like, I know what I want to see if that happens. How quick, like the other day when RJ ran into the end zone and they did and he and Quinn Miners did the whole Dirty Dancing lift.
Oh yeah.
I want to see Sean Payton do that with RJ. Like Sean Payton's underneath. But that's crazy, dude. Hey, Dave Glassman loves your take there. Dude, I effing love that take. RJ for the win. Love it. Bonkers Broncos says, Avs win! Bring it! Dude, the Avs are on an absolute just a march, dude.
Dude, I got to see a rage goal from Gabriel Landeskog right in front of my face on Friday. It was so
You were
incredible.
there?
I was there, yeah.
Yeah,
You didn't tell me.
Yep.
You didn't tell me. What the
Fifth row took Henry to his first NHL game and got to see McKinnon score a goal and Landeskog score a goal in front of our faces.
I am so
unbelievable.
I love it, dude. That's awesome. That's awesome.
It was sick.
Oh, go Avs, go. Nuggets in a little bit of trouble right now with AG and Christian Brown out, and now Jamal Murray with that ankle sprain. It's a little scary, dude.
We got the Western Conference Player of the Month. Let's go.
Yeah, but he's the player of every month.
It's true. It's true.
Right, with those three out, dude, we've lost four home games in a row now. With those two, and now the third have gone out.
Yeah,
that's a problem.
It's not our finest moment, but there's peaks and valleys to a long NBA season. Ain't no thing.
It's true. They'll be back soon. Christian Brown's out of the boot, and pretty sure that we'll see Aaron Gordon. Stretch.
I'll worry if it's after Christmas. If it's after Christmas, I'll worry then.
Sure. All right, guys. Sorry about this. It's been a long show, but it's been a damn good one. We've had a lot of fun. We still believe here on the Nothing Rhymes with Orange and Blue podcast, and you should too. And the other thing we need you to believe in, the Orange and Blue Network, because we're here for you almost every day of the week. So if you haven't already, or if this is your first time here, please make sure that you like, subscribe, share, and comment. Find us on YouTube. Subscribe, because we're about to do the respin for a Bo Nix jersey giveaway. You want that jersey. If you haven't already subscribed, make sure you subscribe. Make sure you make your profile public on YouTube so that we can see your name, and your name will be in the spin this week for the jersey giveaway. Also, make sure you follow us on X. Make sure you follow us on Facebook, and catch every one of our awesome audio podcasts wherever you listen to your favorites. Guys, this has been one hell of a show. It was a lot of fun. Broncos taking on the Raiders this weekend. Go Broncos. We're going to whip that ass. Can't wait to be back with you next week. Make sure that you tune into our other awesome shows throughout the week, to include Orange and Blue Blitz on Mondays and Fridays in the morning, Broncos Bros Monday nights, our show on Tuesday nights, Mile High Sports Symposium covering all Denver sports on Wednesday afternoon, followed by Broncos Talk on Wednesday evenings. The Mile High Outcast got Thursday night covered. Fridays for the Spanish speakers, that's when you want to be around. Breaking news podcast called Fresh Squeeze, plus pre-game time and post-game shows every game day. You don't want to miss any of that content, guys. We're going to get here, but we appreciate you all hanging out with us tonight, and we will be back with you, this trio, on this show next Tuesday following a Broncos victory against Las Vegas.
The Raiders.
We appreciate you all. I'm Johnny Baki, the Mile High Viking, and speaking for the host with the most, Yost, and Jay, the Bronco Grunt, and Jay, the DreamWeaver Weaver. We thank you, and go Broncos. Good night.
Orange and Blue, we're here for you. Talking Broncos all day through. No stopping us, we're on the loose. Come join the crew, no bad news. Podcast vibes so fresh and true. Nothing rhymes with Orange and Blue. Catching up on all that we knew.